moment, we'll be welcoming our 2001 Shad Derby Queen candidates. As they enter, if we can make sure we give them a big round of applause and welcoming them in. And if we could please have the 2011 Windsor Shad Derby candidates, please come and join us. My name is Kathy Kopaz. I am co-chair of the Shad Derby Festival Committee. I'm solo tonight. My co-chair, Dina Stoecklin, could not make it tonight as she is ill, so we'll just pretend she's here. I can put a cardboard cutout or something of her. But she unfortunately will not be making it this evening. The Shad Derby has been a very long tradition in Windsor, and we have numerous past committee chairs. And we'd like to recognize the ones that have come this evening. Bill Chido was here, but he had to leave. He was from 1980. We have, as I call your name, if you could just please stand and give a little wave. We have Ernie Weisberg. We have Bob Ganji. We have Carrie Ruiz. Marty Collier. And our last one is Brad Hastings, who I would like to invite to come up here for a little ceremony. Have I missed any other past committee chairs?
Thanks. My co-chair from last year, Shannon Rabbit Poland, wasn't able to make it tonight, but she's still very much involved with the Shad Derby. In fact, she's now a member of the Shad Fest Bureau. And I know she would join me in saying that it was an honor and a privilege to be a part of a true Windsor tradition. And part of the tradition of passing on a chair is the passing on of the official derby and cane. So I am so excited about the chairs we have this year. I know they're going to do an awesome job. So there you go. Good luck. And I know it's going to be a great year.
Thank you very much, Brad. We'd like everybody to realize that the Shad Derby is a season-long event that it would be impossible to do without the donations of local businesses, without the extraordinary volunteer work that the community provides. First off, we'd like to recognize Birch Meadow, who has put on a wonderful evening this evening. They have donated the facility and the food for this evening, and we'd like to thank them for that. It's been a very lovely evening, and if we could give them a round of applause. Two more of our major sponsors are Windsor Federal Savings that we would like to thank as well. And hosting Connecticut, Paula Pierce has done a wonderful job on our website. If everybody could check out the website at windsorshaddderby.org. Make sure you check it out. There's been a lot of changes in the past couple months. We'd also like to thank all the candidate sponsors. We appreciate your efforts. We appreciate your sponsoring them. I know some of you are in attendance this evening, and we thank you very much. I'd love to thank all the volunteers individually, but there are too many to name. The Shad Fest Bureau is made up of civic organizations in town, and all those organizations provide volunteer efforts for all the different activities. So we have volunteers from the Windsor Junior Women's Club, Jaycees, Lions, Masons, Civitan, Exchange, the Chamber of Commerce, Kiwanis, Rod and Gun Club are part of the Shad Fest Bureau, and there are other volunteers that help as well. We would like to give special thanks this evening to Orly Ekman and Cindy Taplin, who helped coordinate this evening's activities. For this evening's program, I'll try not to talk too long, and I have this invisible person here that's not going to say a word, so you don't have to worry about that. So we're going to start with that, and we are then going to go into what we're really looking forward to is the Shad Queen candidate speeches, where they will be giving a 1-minute introductory speech. So we're looking forward to seeing that. I'm sure they're very excited. And then after that, we will be actually having an auction this evening on the night of the ball. There is, the Marriott has donated a room for use at the night of the ball, and we'll be auctioning that off. And the proceeds from that will go to the Mariella Messina Award, which is a community service award provided by Windsor Junior Women's Club. And that would go to the Shad Derby Queen candidate who exemplifies community service. So we are looking forward to that. So we'll have that afterwards. During the program, we have closed the bar during the program. After the program, we will have it open for a half an hour afterwards. So we would like people not to be running in and out, especially distracting the girls during their speeches. Now, part of Shad Derby, everybody thinks, oh, Shad Derby Day, and that's Shad Derby. There's more to Shad Derby than that. There's so many things that go into it. We've already had one event. We had a fundraiser at the Hooker Brewery, which was very successful and very well attended, and that was in February. We'll be having in April, the Masons will putting on a lobster event. So you'll have to check out the website for that. We have the fishing tournament, which is really what started the whole Shad Derby many years ago. So the fishing tournament still goes on, and that is what started it. The fishing tournament has turned into a huge festival. We have the Arts and Crafts Festival on May 7th. We have the Chamber of Commerce sponsored. The Arts and Crafts is by the Lions. Fishing tournament is by Rod and Gun. The Blood Drive is sponsored by Chamber of Commerce. That's on May 11th. The Sheila Schmidt fishing event is sponsored by the Jaycees, and that's on May 6th. And we have the Shad Run every year on the same day as Shad Derby Day, which is May 21st. And of course, what everybody thinks about Shad Derby is the parade and the greens activities, which we will, of course, have again this year. So we have that on May 21st. And we have a second year of an event, and that is sponsored by the Jaycees as well. We have the second year of the Shad Rec Dance. That is sponsored by Windsor Junior Women's Club, which just kicked off last year, was very successful, and we'll have that again this year as well. Oh, and almost forgot, the Coronation Ball. Kind of part of why we're here. The Coronation Ball will be on Saturday, May 7th. And we have Windsor Junior Women's Club, it runs that ball, and they have this evening, is the first evening that you're able to purchase tickets for the ball. You actually don't get an actual ticket, you make reservations. So basically you want to try to get that as quickly as possible so you can get in there. There's information on our website about it, and we have Pam Maffa, you could give a little wave, is in charge of the tickets this evening. And where will the tickets be available?
Everything is up front.
Up front, I guess.
Everything's in the right table up front.
Okay, everything's at the right table up front. So after this evening's program, if you would like to reserve your table now, you can reserve that. So the sooner the better. So thank you very much, Pam. And moving on to, now this evening is not just about, we had a great time, we had a nice social hour, we're going to hear some speeches. This is the first event for the Shad Derby Queen candidates where they will be judged. And this evening, obviously, they're going to be judged by judges. So we have, this evening, we have, and I will introduce them quickly, we have our judges chair, Genevieve Latimer. If you could just... We have our auditor, Tim Carmen, who's been here a few years. This year, 34. Wow, 5 years. And then we have our judges that I'll talk a little bit about after. We have Benjamin Albert, June Archer, Valerie Kane Massey, and Susan Lester. We especially want to thank these judges. These judges have no Windsor connection, as we need them to be objective and non-biased. So we're quite thrilled that we can get people that have no connection, don't know anything about the Shad Derby, to actually come and do this out of the goodness of their hearts. They do get a meal at the Gala. But we really appreciate them. They don't live in Windsor. They don't have any connections to Windsor, so we really want to thank them for their efforts. Thank you very much. I'd like to let you know a little bit about the judges chair and the auditor. Genevieve Latimer is thrilled to be part of the Shad Derby Planning Committee this year as judges chair. She's not actually one of the judges, she just oversees it. In 1989, she was actually a Queen's candidate and was selected as one of the finalists. She received her bachelor's degree in finance from Bryant and began her professional career at PricewaterhouseCoopers in Hartford, where she worked in various human resources roles for over 15 years. Meanwhile, she's been very active in the community. She's a member of the Windsor Library Association and served as fundraising chair for several years. She volunteers for the Walden Woods Neighborhood Association as the editor of the newsletter and served on their social committee in the past. She's currently the treasurer of the John F. Kennedy School Parent-Teacher Organization and chairs several committees for that group. She contributes her time at First Church Early Learning Center in Roger Wolcott School. In 2009, she was nominated to participate in the Parent Leadership Training Institute, which is funded by a grant from the State of Connecticut Social Services Department. She was chosen by her classmates as a speaker at their local graduation ceremony. She has many hobbies, but loves running outdoors. She lives at home, lives with her husband and 3 children in Windsor. Tim, which I explained to him that I forgot to ask him for his biography, so I'm using last year's. But I have to update part of it. Timothy was born and raised in Windsor. He attended Loomis Chaffee in Windsor, graduating in 1999. He went on to the University of Richmond in Virginia and graduated with a BS in accounting and a BA in religion. Soon after college, he passed the CPA exam and became a practicing CPA in the state of Connecticut. He is currently Assistant Vice President of Financial Reporting Risk at Mass Mutual Life Insurance Company in Springfield. In 2004, he moved to South Windsor after marrying his wife, Kristen Rowe. They have, okay, now this is where I have to update it. So, they have a son named Drew, and last year, Emily had not been born yet. So, she was born in May. Thank you. Our first judge is Benjamin Albert. He possesses a unique background that combines law, business, medicine, and volunteer expertise. Initially trained as an attorney, he first worked for an international law firm based in Boston, and later joined a boutique firm where he could balance his medical school demands with his legal casework. While attending medical school, he gained an intimate knowledge of patient care and the demands of a struggling healthcare system. During his legal and medical years, he's always had a strong commitment to the community. He had set records for performing pro bono legal work, serves on the board of directors of the National Women's Health Organization, Our Bodies Ourselves, is a member of the Corporation of Greater Boston Legal Services, and has provided free medical care and strategic planning for the South Park Inn Homeless Shelter Medical Clinic in Hartford. He personifies Northeastern University, where he earns his Bachelor of Arts degree in Political Science, his Master's in Business Administration, and his Juris Doctorate. He is married with 2 young children and resides in West Hartford. He enjoys playing tennis, marrying people as a justice of the peace, and writing a blog. Thank you. I was really concerned about the marrying people until I saw the justice of the peace. Our next judge is June Archer. June Archer has spent his life in the music business. He is currently the president and CEO of 1128 Entertainment Group, which he founded. In 1995, June emerged on the music scene as a member of the recording group Room Service, where he achieved radio and video success. Shortly after the group disbanded, he joined super producer All Star, working with artists such as 50 Cent, Chris Brown, Omarion, and Tyrese, among others. In 2003, he was selected to take over as president of Star Side Entertainment, where his day-to-day activities include oversight and operation of the record label and production company, including marketing and promoting new and existing artists. June is responsible for founding the Hot Chocolate Soul series at the Bushnell Theater in Hartford, which is a platform for emerging artists in music, comedy, and poetry to develop their craft while entertaining their community. June is committed to giving back and has produced the annual June Archer Celebration of Life charity event, the proceeds of which benefit AIDS and breast cancer prevention and intervention. He was born and raised in Windsor and currently resides in New York with his wife and 2 children. Valerie Payne Massey brings to the table a menagerie of work experience, the bulk of which was as a paralegal supporting personal injury, insurance, and medical malpractice attorneys. She has worked as a substitute teacher, an AmeriCorps Vista volunteer, in the social service field as a caseworker, but currently earns her living as an underwriting assistant at a highly respected insurance company in the Hartford area. She received her Associates of Science degree and Bachelor of Political Science degree from Sacred Heart University. She has facilitated the Parent Leadership Training Institute in various towns within the state of Connecticut since 2001, after she took the class as a parent leader and graduated in 2000. In her spare time, She can be found doing some kind of physical activity to get and keep fit, most notably running, swimming, and participating in group exercise classes. She enjoys reading and spending time with her family. She's a native of Bridgeport, but currently resides in Manchester with her husband and daughter. She recently started participating in activities around Manchester in an effort to become more involved in the community that has been her home for over 4 years. She's eager to make a difference in her community. Susan Weston has over 20 years' experience with human resources and leadership development. She began working in this area with PricewaterhouseCoopers, where she held positions of increasing responsibility in human resources for their Hartford office. Sue also worked with United Technologies Corporation, also in Hartford, where she led the leadership development for global finance. She joined Bloom Shapiro & Company a year ago as their Chief Talent Officer, overseeing HR and administrative functions in Connecticut and Massachusetts. She has a bachelor's degree of science in business finance from the University of Connecticut, a master's from Wesleyan University with a focus in art history. Her volunteer activities have included the Connecticut Historical Society, Junior Achievement, United Arts Council, and Habitat for Humanity. Sue lives in West Hartford, spends her free time collecting art, visiting museums and antique shopping, and traveling internationally. Thanks to all our judges. Okay, I'm going to stop talking now. So before I do that, I just wanted to explain the judging criteria. What you see is is one of three events they are judged at. This evening, basically they're given a score. This evening, 15% of their overall score is from this evening, where they are judged on their poise, appearance, and presentation of the introduction speech. Shortly, in about a month, they will be having interviews with the judges, which is kind of similar to a college interview. And as that goes in more depth individually, that is worth 60% of the overall score. And the coronation ball is 25% of that score. So 60% of this nobody sees except the judges and the girls. So that is the biggest chunk of it, but we do have 3 components of that. So when you get to the end, you don't know what goes on behind the scenes. So it's great. They score it tonight. That's why I have an auditor to make sure this is all fair and square. So I'm going to turn this over to, first let me introduce the Queen's Committee. The committee co-chairs are Mariah Lombardi and Lori Butterick. And the committee members are Pam Micah, and she's next to our invisible member, Linda Carter. She could not make it this evening. So I'm going to turn this over to the Queen's Committee, and we will start to hear the girls' speeches. Thank you.
I'm very excited to introduce the 2011 Shad Derby Queen candidates. We have 13 amazing, talented girls. Before we start, I'd like to take a moment to thank and recognize our two committee chairs. Pam Micah, who Kathy said is in the back. She brings positive energy and inside knowledge of these events, being a past Shad Derby candidate. And Linda Carter, who is not here tonight. She has been hosting the Shad Derby Beauty Night for many years at her salon, The Cutting Edge. And with all her contacts, she helps make the events run smooth. Ready to start introducing them? Okay. Ready? Hailey Mays, Miss Whistle Stop Cafe.
Good evening, everyone. I'm 18-year-old and I'm currently studying at the Connecticut Medical Training Academy, majoring in emergency medicine. After I graduate, I will be a state-certified EMT. From there, in September, I start medic school. After completing 2 years of medic school, I will be a nationally certified paramedic, trauma nurse, and physician's assistant. After graduation, I plan on working with Connecticut Children's Medical Center on lifestyle. I'm a 7-year cancer survivor and have been asked on multiple occasions to be a spokesperson for the Jimmy Fund and the Pruning Survivors Clinic. My hobbies are anything outdoors, camping, and mostly on the beach, spending time with family and friends, shopping, and I also love to watch stock car races. I want to be Shad Derby Queen because I love this town and I love the history behind it and the warmth of the people. I know I'm a good role model for younger girls, and I love being involved with the community. Thank you.
Goodman Speakers Bureau.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm proud to stand before you here tonight as a 2011 Shad Derby candidate. As a senior attending Windsor High, I enjoy playing tennis and field hockey. This upcoming spring will be my second year as a girls' tennis team captain. Along with sports, I enjoy participating in various volunteer activities with Key Club, for which I hold position as treasurer. Every Sunday, I volunteer with the Vietnamese Uyghurs Youth Group, an organization for which I've been an active member of 13 years. Currently, I work at Goodman Speakers Bureau and would like to thank them for their sponsorship. When I'm not playing sports or working, I enjoy watching new and classic movies. This fall, I dream of attending college to pursue biomedical engineering. I plan on following that dream. As Eleanor Roosevelt once said, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Thank you.
Christina Zanuski, Ms. Ganji, orthodontist.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. To many of you, I may look like a typical young adult in her first year of college. I'm more than that. I'm a girl who has dedication and heart to accomplish her goals and dreams while still managing to have fun. I'm headstrong and believe that I can do anything without giving up. My quirkiness is what makes me stand out in a crowd. I'm that one person wearing the bright pink shirt while everyone else is wearing gray. The girl who can have a party in a paper bag while still being able to lend anyone her shoulder to cry on. My dancing shoes are never worn out, for the passion that I carry in my heart keeps me motivated. I'm loud, proud, and spirited like the cheerleader I've always meant to be. Optimism is how I live every day of my life, for life is a precious gift that I will never take for granted. Teaching those younger and older than I gives me a great sense of accomplishment. I'm a silly fan-crazed girl, obsessed over a certain celebrity is who I am. I can shop like there's no tomorrow while still receiving a sort of ecstasy from hiking up a mountain. I'm a Polish princess whose love grows every day for her family, friends, cats, and teddy bears. I know that I'm strong, confident, beautiful, and perfect in my own way. Thank you.
Katrina Zablocki, Ms. Creative Fibers.
Thank you and good evening. I'm Katrina Zablocki, a senior at Windsor High School. I plan to earn my master's as a nurse practitioner, specializing in neonatal intensive care for college. Ever since I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease at the age of 10, I've known that I wanted to become a nurse. As vice president of my high school's Key Club, I participate in many volunteer activities around town. Last year, I helped organize a cardboard city, which helped raise money for the Hartford chapter of Habitat for Humanity. I hope for this to be an annual event and to raise more money and more awareness with each year. Also, I'm very involved with Windsor Musical Theater, choreographing with the Pee Wee division and participating in the youth division. Right now we're doing Back to the 80s, a totally awesome musical, which has evoked a new love of 80s music. Lastly, I dance and teach dance to younger children. Dance has been a huge part of my life ever since I was little. I always remember doing a jig on St. Patrick's Day with my cousins. Hopefully I'll be able to continue this in college. Thank you so much, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening.
Caroline Lange, Ms. Windsor Jaycees.
Good evening to you all, and thank you so much for coming tonight. My name is Caroline Lange, and I'm a senior at Kingswood Oxford School in West Hartford. At KO, I have something of a reputation as someone who loves a lot. And as someone who loves a lot, I'm really involved in the culture at school. Recently, I was inducted into the school's Cum Laude Society. And I'm also the school's head prefect, and I organize and lead 13 other KO seniors who serve as mentors to the freshman homerooms there. Another one of my passions is writing. I'm the editor-in-chief of our literary magazine, Epic, and I'm also the featured editor of our school newspaper, the KO News. I also love to travel. Through KO's Team Tobati, my sophomore year I went and visited Tobati, Paraguay, which is a very small impoverished town, and we helped to build schools there. Additionally, this past summer I organized and went on an adventure to France with 2 of my friends from my French class, during which we worked on an organic farm in western France and then wandered around Paris for a week, which was wonderful. In the fall, I have plans to attend Barnard College at Columbia University in New York City, and I'm going to study English and French. Thank you.
Megan DaCosta, Miss Newton's Quality Plumbing and Heating.
Good evening. Tonight I stand before you as an open book, my pages half filled and read by few. My beginning is filled with memories from Walcott to the high school, from the pool deck all the way to the classroom. These pages consist of books, school dances, swim meets, student council meetings, traveling, family, and best friends. My current pages that are being written every day show a girl preparing for her bright future, receiving new information from her many CCSU professors that will someday allow her to be the teacher she has always wanted to be. These pages show a girl that loves being with her family, spends too much time reading and daydreaming, and would do anything to help a complete stranger. The pages that haven't been written in my book yet will soon include studying abroad in Ireland, graduating from college, and becoming the teacher that can share anything about books that she always wanted to. I am an open book, with my things being written as we speak. Thank you.
Katie Dulz, Miss PC Development Group.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Katie Dulz, and I'm 17 years old and currently a senior at Windsor High School. I have achieved honor roll since my freshman year and plan to do so until the last semester of my senior year. I recently completed my 4th and final season as captain of the Windsor High School girls varsity swimming and diving team. As of right now, I'm completing my 3rd and final season as manager of the Windsor High School boys varsity swimming and diving team. I have been a member of the team for 2 years. Finally, for the spring season, I will be playing for the Windsor High School varsity softball team. Currently, I am taking an early childhood education course at the high school and have had the opportunity to volunteer at Roger Wilcott's School and the Head Start daycare program. By being able to take this class, I am preparing myself for my intended major at Eastern Connecticut State University. I plan to attend the school in the fall with a major in early childhood education. Thank you.
Kaelyn Moore, Miss Windsor Kiwanis.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I've lived in Windsor all my life, and I take great pride in the community service I do for our town. At Windsor High, I'm president of the Key Club, and we can be seen at just about every town event volunteering. Also, recently, I've worked with Assistant Town Manager Emily Moon in conducting a survey about our town's budget. I've also joined the Windsor Historical Society's Strategic Planning Committee and worked with author M.W. Phelps in completing his novel, The Devil's Rooming House, about Windsor's own Amy Archer Gilligan. Aside from community service, I'm also extremely interested in music. I've played the piano for 9 years, but I also play guitar and ukulele, and on good days I sing. A lot of people ask me if I'm going to major in music next year, but I have my heart set on being a film major in college. And I've recently been accepted to one of America's most prestigious film schools, Chapman University, located right outside of LA. My parents can attest to the fact that I've been making films since 3rd grade, and I'm extremely influenced by directors like the Coen brothers, Spike Jonze, Stanley Kubrick, and Orson Welles. Thank you for this opportunity and have a great night.
Jamie Wakefield, Miss Ashley's Distinctive Jewelry and Gifts.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for coming. I'm currently a senior at Windsor High School, where I played on the soccer and lacrosse teams for the past 4 years and have been captain of both. Lacrosse has really become a passion of mine that I hope to continue playing in college. In fact, I'd play all the time if I could. I'm now serving as Vice President of National Honor Society and President of Spanish Honor Society at Windsor High School. On weekends, I work as a mentor for high-functioning autistic young adults between the ages of 15 and 22, to help improve their social skills and make them more comfortable interacting in social settings. We watch movies, eat pizza, play board games, and even the occasional game of Twister in hopes of making them more comfortable interacting with their peers. I also like to volunteer at Northwest Park summer camps and other park events throughout the year. It gives me the chance to spend the day outside, and I usually learn a thing or two about the environment while I'm there. Spending time outdoors, especially at Northwest Park, along with my love of math and science, has helped me realize that I'd like to pursue a major in environmental science and engineering when I attend college in the fall. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Amanda Zablocki, Miss Hairdresser on Fire.
Good evening. I'm currently a senior at Windsor High School. Going to Shad Derby every year with my family and friends has always been a fun tradition, which makes running for Shad Derby Queen even more exciting. I have not made my final decision on which college I'll be attending in the fall, but I do know that I'll be majoring in early childhood education and minoring in special ed. I'm looking forward to teaching and working with younger children. I have a younger sister and brother who I adore. I enjoy teaching them and seeing how their developmental skills are growing. Every day, they encourage me to be a good role model by saying you can do it and you can be whatever you want to be if you set your heart and mind to it. In my free time, I enjoy playing tennis, modeling, reading, and watching reality TV, but I especially enjoy cooking, eating ice cream, and antiquing with my grandparents. Thank you and have a great night.
Natalie Drake, Miss Windsor Animal Clinic.
Good evening, Shad Derby Committee, family and friends of contestants, and for the first time, judges. My name is Natalie Drake, and I'm a 17-year-old senior at Windsor High School. I enjoy the challenge that school presents to me, and I am happy to say that I have maintained honor roll for all 4 years. Last year, I was also inducted into the French and National Honor Societies. Outside of school, I also enjoy volunteering. Every summer, I spend 1 week in upstate New York rebuilding houses for low-income families. And although I truly value all of these accomplishments, my real passion in life is animals. Ever since I could walk, my parents have had to fight me on my urge to bring home anything that has a pulse. So I turned to the Kids and Critters program at Windsor High School to fulfill my need to be around animals constantly. I love having the opportunity to work with these various reptiles and amphibians every day, and working to educate children in our community and other communities about them. It's no surprise that I plan on turning my love of animals into a career next year by beginning working on my bachelor's degree in animal science from the University of Connecticut. Thank you.
Karina Nazario, Miss Connecticut Bank and Trust.
Good evening, everyone, and I hope you're all having a fabulous time. I hope that, I am 17 and Puerto Rican, and I love to sing and dance. I'm the president of the drama club of my high school and the alto section leader of the chamber choir. I have played basketball until I was a freshman, and I've played softball for 8 years. I work at Lauer Renaissance Banquet Hall as a caterer and for setup. I have volunteered at the Board of Education in Hartford and the Hartford Cleanup, and I participate greatly in my church youth group. I have been part of many outreaches, one of them being a car wash outreach, where I would wash someone's car for free, and while they would wait, we would tell them about the love of God. I have gotten many awards from high school, one of them being CAP Scholar, and I've gotten honors and high honors. I plan to major in biology in college so that after I graduate, I can go to medical school and become a radiologist. I would love to help people that way that radiologists have helped my both grandmothers who both have had cancer, and one of them who has cancer now. So I thank you for your time, and I hope you have a good evening.
Brynn Stoecklin, Miss Union Street Tavern.
Good evening. As a senior at Northwest Catholic High School, I am very committed to my education, but I'm also extremely dedicated to my 2 sports, swimming and volleyball.
Athletics have greatly impacted my life, and one event in particular made me the person I am today. As a member of a predominantly male varsity swim team, I never thought that beating the boys would have been the easy part. In fact, the real challenge came the day of my conference championships freshman year, when the officials would not let me swim because my name was not on the official team roster. Devastated, all I wanted to do was go home. But instead, I stayed on that deck and I cheered on my team for 6 hours without ever touching the water. Today, I am captain of that same team, and I was recently selected as my school's Female Scholar Athlete of the Year, and it's all thanks to that fateful day. That day set the standards for me in athletics, academics, and my all-around outlook on life. I learned that being a leader is not setting records, but setting a standard of character from day one. In the fall, I hope to attend the University of Notre Dame with a major in civil engineering, but I will carry on the same levels of integrity, hard work, and dedication that I learned from my experiences in high school sports. Thank you.
Before we conclude, again, wanted to thank all the volunteers, all the sponsors, everybody who helped out with this. The girls did a wonderful job. You'll notice we have had a photographer here this evening. Wayne Domkowski has been photographing Shad Derby for many years. His sister is actually the first Shad Derby queen.
Yes.
And you'll shortly see on the website, there's pictures from last year's gala, there's pictures of all the girls on our website at windsorshaderby.org, so be sure to check that out. And before we conclude, now I lost him, I'd like to ask Bob Ganji, where is he sitting? Oh, there you are. Bob Ganji would like to say a word, and Carrie Ruiz, if you could stand in silent support of Bob Ganji.
First of all, I think we both want to congratulate the girls again. What a great job. I'm trying to keep this just as short as the girls' speeches. Carrie and I have been involved with Shad Derby for a long time, and many different facets. And to make this event go, everybody has to pitch in. First and foremost, I want to thank again the Faldu families of Windsor. They're the ones that own this facility. They thought it was a long shot when we approached them this year, and they were more than gracious and thrilled to host this gratis for us. I want to congratulate, I think we both want to congratulate Kathy and Dina. We have 2 super chairmen. The enthusiasm this year is spectacular. They have a great crew. I feel this is going to be one of the best Shad Derbies ever, and I go back a long time with Shad Derby. This is going to be a good one. But as Kathy mentioned, the Derby gets bigger, and as the Derby gets bigger, so do the expenses. And it's become very, very difficult. Corporate sponsorship is way down. We know that. These are tough times. So quite briefly and succinctly, we need support. We've sent out letters to a lot of the businesses in town. If you haven't received a letter, if you are a business person in town and have not received a letter and want to contribute, please contact either Carrie or myself. And if you're an individual, please contact us. You'll get recognition not only in this year's ball program, you'll be listed on the webpage, and major corporate sponsors will also seek recognition at the various events. So we need your help, and that's the end of my 1-minute speech. Anything, Carrie?
Just trying to enforce.
All right.